So I'm out here with Bailey in the bush again. We actually came across a man-made shelter not long ago. So it tells me that someone was here. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were here before me. I'm not the only one here, but it feels like a secret place, you know? Like where no one would ever come to. It's just the two of us here. We are alone in our own space. But it's not true. I'm sure there are lots of bushwalkers or, hippies or gypsies or, those weird people that like to frolic in the bush and, those people looking for mushrooms. That's the kind of people I'm thinking of. But yeah, for a while though, it feels like I'm the only one here and there's no one who has discovered this place. Bailey, come here. Anyways, it reminded me of this movie that I watched yesterday with my housemates. The title of the movie is called Into the Wild. I'm trying my best not to ruin the movie for everyone. You don't need to, but you should watch this movie if you can relate to a lot of things that I say in my videos. Basically, the movie is about a 22-year-old something kid who graduated from college. He was a straight-A student. He was a pro athlete. He graduated from a prestigious college and he was about to go to Harvard Law School. He has a family in which his dad was like a scientist for NASA or something, and his mom was like a businesswoman. I mean, on paper they look very prestigious. His life is beautiful, he has everything. He has a bright future ahead of him. But then this guy decided to throw away all of his savings, $24,000 to be exact. And back then, I don't know how long ago this was, in the 1990s. Yeah, that was a big amount of money for a kid to have, a kid who was just starting out in life, $24,000. He threw all of that away. Well, he gave it away to charity. And then he started running away and he didn't want anyone to find out where he was. He was not looking to be found. Let's put it that way. And it reminds me of this exact moment when I discovered that little shelter. I've been running away from people. Bye. It makes me question what I'm doing, to be honest. This guy, the reason why he wanted to give away all of his money, cut all of his credit cards and destroy all of his ID documents to go out hitchhiking, working odd jobs, just making barely enough money to sustain himself wherever he was. And he wanted to have this goal of going to Alaska by himself, live off the land, completely detached from society. He wanted his own freedom. And depending on what sort of mood that you were in when you watch this movie, you're going to come to a different conclusion, different interpretation of how the main character was feeling. Now, the character's name, his real name, this is a true event, by the way. His name is Christopher McCandless. And the story was told through fragments of his journal. So we don't actually know what happened. The story was reconstructed through his sister and through all of these fragments of his journal. But yeah, what I interpreted, what I perceived this man to be, was that he was a troubled young man who was dissatisfied with his life. He was dissatisfied because of all of these societal expectations, his family expectations, how he has to live up to that role, and it became too much for him, you know. And I can relate to this to a certain extent. I talked about losing face before in Indian culture. Bailey is chasing a wallaby. What? Bailey! Man, this is not good. Bailey! Come here! Yeah, this is not good. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I perceived this man to be very troubled. He was a man who couldn't let go of the past. He couldn't forgive his parents for setting him up for this life that he felt like he could not escape unless he took some extreme measures, such as running away without telling anyone a single word, returning all of his undelivered mail, delaying in returning all of his received mail to the original sender to buy him time to run away, cutting off all of his ID documents, so having nothing on him, having no money. It's a very reckless thing to do. But yeah, I can understand why. From the age of 18 to 25, I think in psychology there's this theory that men between these ages are very volatile. They're not really secure in who they are as a person, and they wanted to prove themselves to the world. There's always something that they want to prove to the world, you know. It's a very big ego, very big ego-driven thing. Men in this age are very volatile, and maybe that's why you see a lot of these murder-suicide cases, school shooters. Yeah, it's coming from men between these ages. But yeah, back to what I was thinking when I saw that man-made shelter. And I don't want to ruin the movie for everybody. You should watch it. But in the end, the character found out, finally, upon coming into contact with all these interesting people that he met along the way, forming relationships, bonds with people whom he would have never expected to be close to in the short amount of time that he spent with these people. He finally come to the conclusion, before his last moments of death, he was alone. He was alone, completely alone in his last moments of life. And he found out that happiness is best when it is shared. So even though he was free. He lived on his own. He was free from any societal expectation. He was free from his parents, from society, from having to conform to a 9-to-5 life. It was for nothing. Imagine yourself as the last man standing on earth. It would mean nothing. Sure, you might have utter, complete freedom, but it would mean nothing if there's no one around, you know? Sometimes I think about this when I'm completely alone by myself. I think, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to be alive right now, to exist in this moment in time, to be in this place, to enjoy the nature completely by myself. But it means nothing. It actually means nothing when I can't share this with another person that I want to share this with, you know? It means nothing. Complete freedom means nothing when you can't share it with somebody. Sorry, this video is getting very dark. But yeah, I just want to share with you what is going on in my mind right now. As you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. And I know a lot of people will be alone. Try not to philosophize too much into this. Try to find people that you get along with and spend some time with them. Or do something which involves meeting other people. I know it still hurts being alone. But yeah, at least you're, I don't know, you're gonna suffer less if you spend it with the people around you. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless. And I'll speak to you soon.